I want to know, first of all, what is it like getting inside the mind of a man who so many people consider to be evil?
Wow, it's very complex. It's a very complex question because he was absolutely a mean and evil person, but at the same time, he was a human being. He was a person, and my what I did as an actor, and this is what I always do when I'm working on a character. I don't think when I'm looking at a character, I don't think as good or bad or evil or just try to understand who that person is.
Absolutely.
And he was a person. He was Pablo was probably the biggest assassin of the 20th century after Hitler and Second World War. But at the same time, I'm sorry, he was a very lovely father. He cared a lot about his family, his friends. He helped poor people in Medellin. So it's a very complex character. For sure, he was a very, very evil man, but he was more than that. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, how do you get inside the mind of somebody so intense and so complex, like you said? It's interesting, I'm sure, to dive yourself into that world.
Yeah. It was. We just wrapped for the second season now, and I have very mixed feelings about that because at the same time I feel very relieved. Because I've been living with this guy for 2 years. I changed my body to play him. I gained like 40 pounds to do it, and there is no way you can't. I mean, you live with that, with all that, with the evil part of it, with the actors. What we do doesn't take place any place else but inside our bodies. So it's. Even though I can say that in my mind, when I finish doing a scene with bad energy, in my mind it's okay, but it's in a way it's there.
It's there a little bit.
In your, so I'm relieved to get rid of that in a way, but at the same time, there is this emptiness. You know what I mean? This is 2 years just that I dedicated in a very intense way myself to it. So yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because so many actors have a hard time separating, their characters in real life. So it's interesting that you say that, when the scene was over, you were out of that. So
it's interesting. It's what an example that I like is that the scene, you finish the scene, and it's a very intense scene, and then you grab a glass of water or something, and your mind is like, well, what I'm gonna do tonight, but your hand is like this,
right.
So your body. The body doesn't know that it's a lie.
Absolutely.
You give the body an information about that, and he believes it.
So it still affects you.
And there is something there. Even if your mind is not there, your body is kind of